What is going on, YouTube and y'all squad? It's your boy Yucketees. This is your review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 7. And we just gonna run through this. Like, it was cool. It was cute for what the game was. Again, I told the panel, and I don't know if I told this to y'all, I came into this season with very low expectations. Only because we were told that last season was supposed to be a certain thing. And I didn't get that. So because I came into this season with low expectations, like all the way in hell, I've been pleasantly surprised, and I've been enjoying it, right? So again, I'm going to give y'all what I got. We might not be here long, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, I got what? Roughly 2 pages of notes, but we just going to run through this. So we get Drew and a video music creator named Rage. Rage doesn't remember when she was in Step Up because they were together. I think he might have remembered. I do. I think he remembered, but he was just trying to play her to the left. It don't matter. He's going to direct her music video for You Already Know. He wants. I'm sorry, Drew. Wait, what the hell? I don't know what that is. Okay, I put here Drew wants girls in the video. I don't know what that. Oh, I'm sorry. No, so Drew wants the other women in the video. So akin to when Candace Dillard Bassett, when she did Drive Back, how the women were there for, like a scene or whatever. So she wants the girls there. Rage asks, is Ralph fit enough to be the male lead? And I think part of this on Drew's part was just to be a little shady and whatnot, because if y'all really watch this, and we're at episode 7, if y'all really watch, you can see there's cracks in the foundation. But I think it's her way of messing with Ralph. But I can see what Ralph is saying. Is like, look, because his whole thing is this, once we shoot this video, unless he gets some residual after each view, I'm already being paid. I'm trying to help you out. So if you're trying to do this, it needs to be this and whatnot. And even though this song is supposed to be about their marriage and them persevering and overcoming and whatnot, I get what Ray says. Is his body right? Is it cool to be what it is? Because if not, we might have to pull somebody else. So we get Sonya and Sheree. They're doing cryotherapy. We've seen this many different times before. Nothing against that. I was even enjoying them, doing what they're doing. Even Sonya doing her little twerk on the side, whatever. They talk about babies and whatnot. More or less, that's Sonya's whole thing. But I don't like how when these conversations happen with Sonya, how her scenes when it comes to babies and her family, they go by so quick. Which lets me know it is nothing there. So they rehash the event, which we expect. Sheree is doing an event for the girls, to get back on the same track. Sonya wants to talk to Candy to, pretty much kind of get her to talk to Marlo. Which my thing is, why are you getting before Marlo this much? And if Marlo really wants to talk to Candy, especially because we're recording the show, Marlo knows how to reach out to her. So this lets me know that, Sonya, you don't have much going on in your life. Because with the whole you having a baby, if your husband is in Austin all this damn time, how y'all having a baby? Your family getting ready to leave. Okay, cool, we get it, and it's a good storyline, but they about to go. So, really, what do you have? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Let me know if y'all know that song. So, moving on, we get Marlo and Courtney, and it's a double scene, but I'm just get them knocked out of the way. Marlo talks about being a blind date. Marlo thanks Courtney for helping her and apologizes for her behavior. You're going to do a whole lot of apologizing, Marlo. And Courtney asks her, has she ever dressed Candy? And Marlo thinks, well, I haven't seen her. And I think at this point, Courtney is probably people I might have came in too strong. I might be on the wrong team. Have you talked to her? You ain't seen her in all this time since the... okay. So we get it. Oh, and why y'all didn't tell me I didn't change the dang on venue and whatnot? Y'all should be ashamed of y'all. So I'm so mad at y'all. Let me change that. That'd be cool. So we get Candy and Sonya. So Candy says that Sonya, she made... Wait, what is it? Oh, what? Wow. I guess hanging on with her as a friend and whatnot, but she feels that Sonya... In essence, she feels Sonya might grind events. There it is. There we go. Sonya doesn't want to get burned in the crossfires and whatnot between Marlo and the other girls, but it's if you don't get burned, don't put yourself in that situation to be in the middle. Like, if you put yourself in the middle, you will get burned. You will get that collateral damage. If you get in between two people fighting, you're going to get the most of this because you're trying to break up a dang on fight. It just is what it is. So Candy says that she's not the sentimental friend. And then she brings up that she lost her brother when she was 15. And you know how that caused her to, close down. And she, she had to push through that. And, knowing that and pushing through that, life goes on. And guess what? For those of us in America, that is what is pushed through. Like, again, y'all know that I'm Jewish by, conversion. And me being Jewish, I have my whole faith in when my father passed away, even though we wasn't that close, I cut my mourning short because I was ready to get back to work. But there's a whole first 7 days sitting Shiva, this and the third, and then there's after that you still have the full 30. So 30 minus the 7 days, so that time and whatnot, and dealing with it and going through the motions and having that time to sit in it. But being in America, it's just like, oh yeah, you lost somebody. Yeah, you get the weekend. Yeah, you need to be back at work at Monday. That whole thing. So it's understood, and I understand it, right? Like how that all goes. But I understand Candy's whole thing is like, I'm not emotional. And this is one of those, like, when we have friends, family, brothers, or whatever, that we really need to understand how they are. Because I have friends where I know based off of my relationship with them, I know that if I feel like, and I don't go deep often. I really don't. Like, I literally just had a crying session with my friends last year. And I've known them since college, which was 2008. This the first time they see me brought to tears on some real. But again, I know them and I know how they're going to handle it. And I know that if I want to sit here and cry, even though that doesn't happen often, it really doesn't happen often, y'all. But if I want to cry, I know who to go to. If I want some, business advice, I know who to go to. Like, I know my friends, I know my relatives. So we all know those. But when you expect for your business friend to give you emotional advice, you're not going to get what you want. But again, we know Marlo is lying. Whatever. Cool, right? So Sonya, we see her crying and whatnot because, again, like, Candy is reacting and whatnot. And Candy ain't going to cry on some bull. Like, she going to crack up, but she ain't going to cry on no bull. So Sonya brings up the Gucci bro trying to be, funny and whatnot. And Candy feels like T.I. If you see me in the streets, you don't know me. I'm going to play some T.I. after this because, y'all, look, I've been drinking. So I'm going to play some T.I. Mm-hmm. So we get Drew, Ralph, and Rage. So Drew is at a dance practice, and Drew is hitting her. She's hitting the steps and whatnot. Ain't gonna take that away from her. Do your thing, baby. Ralph isn't happy about being the lead. We find out that the male lead was double booked, so Ralph is going to be the backup. And on some real ish, I don't believe that he was double booked. Now, let me look. Here's some of this. Look, my healthcare is through the VA, and there has been times that my therapist, because that's who my therapist is with, is the VA. He's been double booked, and we've talked, and it's either okay, we can do a virtual, and I get that. You're not gonna get me to believe that a singular person is gonna be double booked. This is one of those where she was trying to get back at him, and this is how she decided to do it. Cool. So now we get Kenya and her Dr. Thrasher. It's follow up. She asks if she can have another baby so Brilliant can have a playmate. And I'm going to say this also real. Many parents trying to have children, or many people trying to have children, y'all willing to get yourselves in check. Because I have had kids by now. Okay, I'm 36 going 37. I don't have kids. Primarily, it was a lot of me detoxing and trying to heal a lot of traumas and whatnot. My mom had even said to me, because my mom has 3 children. My father has more. My mom has 3 children. I'm the baby. And she even said to me that you should have kids so one of them will take care of you in old age. My mom is a baby boomer. I'm Generation Y. Even though I'm Generation Y with a baby boom mom, her parents were both the Silent generation and the GI generation, so I will be considered a Xennial. Not taking that wholeheartedly. But what I'm saying is hearing this and understanding it, like, this is the mentality. And you have a lot of people that want to have kids where it's not for a good reason. It's, oh, I want to be a better parent to my child than my parents were to me, or I want this or I want that. And not really checking those things. Because, again, Kenya wants her child to have a playmate, baby. Kenya, baby, I love you, baby. I really do. Go, go get your dog. Not your dog. Get your child a dog and plan it out to the life expectancy of that dog, and then just before the dog go ahead and go to glory, get another dog and let your daughter grow up with the dog. I'm just saying, especially knowing that you almost out with your child, Brooklyn. You really want to put yourself through that? You really want to potentially put yourself in a situation to where your child that's currently living and your child on the way may grow up to be without a mother? And if things aren't right, especially if you ain't got your life insurance right, so Mark is gonna get your life insurance and custody of your children. Come on, baby. Come on, do better. Do better. I really hope all this is for a show. Okay. So, what else we got? She lets us know that in her contract with Mark that if things go left, she'll get the embryos. I want to think that this wasn't a whole, we're doing a contract for the show, but a contract of, we're combining my, eggs with your, sperm. So if things go left, I own the sperm. And even with that being said, her saying that, oh, well, I feel that I should consult with him. Baby, if you own it, you ain't got to consult. All you need is a contract saying, I'm going to go ahead with these embryos that are done and whatnot. But I need you to sign here saying that you are aware of it. But I'm letting you know in this contract that you are not responsible for these other. Now, Brooklyn, yes, these other children, no. Okay? Because her doctor even said that with her pregnancy, that is the one that scared her the most. And even recommended surrogacy. And Kenya, baby, talk to Candy. She'll let you know about surrogacy. And I understand not having the intimate moments and whatnot. And if that's the case, Kenya, listen to me. If that's the case, and you feel like you may not have the connection, that could be another season for you where I have this baby surrogacy, but I don't feel connected. Thank me later. So what else we got? Let me see. I don't know about that thrash. Oh, Kenya also lets us know that her C-section that was supposed to take 25 minutes took 2.5 hours. There was a lot of blood, all that good, not because of all that crazy stuff. Oh crap! I didn't even spit this out. So we get to the last part of this, and it's Kenya's party or whatever. So the seating chart going left to right was supposed to be Drew, Courtney, Kenya, Sheree, Marlo, Sonya, Candy. Candy got that before Marlo, and let it be known, you need to switch Marlo and Candy. And this lets me know that even though Sheree was trying to play like coy, like, oh my god, like you knew what the fuck you were doing. And that's really trying not to curse on my reviews and whatnot, but here we go. You knew what you were doing. You knew. So, let me see. So the girl, they laugh about the invite and whatnot, even though they all read it and whatnot. So the whole we're playing on words and whatnot. Sheree gets choked up and it's fake as hell. Because, there is so much that needs to be fixed. And then she says to Candy, the issue between you and Courtney, like, maybe that was a misunderstanding. Courtney appreciates Candy coming to her party or her event. And they said in the olive branch. And Candy's whole thing is, you know what? You checking up on me after me blowing up on somebody. It was a great thing and whatnot. I get it, whatever. We can move past it. So Sonya addresses Kenya, and Kenya feels like she's very lukewarm. I'm sorry, Sonya felt she was lukewarm at Ross's party in Birmingham, and then it was the Birmingham thing. And Kenya says, like, okay, part of it is we're trying to work on this. And this goes back to last season where it feels like for me, Sonya is trying to have an issue because you had an issue with Drew that really didn't amount to nothing. You have an issue with Kenya that still didn't amount to nothing. And Kenya's whole thing is, you was going on a press tour. And on one of your press tours, you went on Watch What Happens Live. I'm giving you tools to like help you better navigate this. You go to Watch What Happens Live, I come up. And again, Andy's going to be shady. And her butt came up. And what really messed it up is when Sonya said, oh, well, when Marlo brings this to your attention, and that's where you mess up. All she had to just say is, honestly, I don't know if her butt is fake or real. That could have been the end of, or she could have said what Kim was saying. It's like her body's fine and whatnot. I don't know if it's real or fake, but there's ways to navigate it. But to put Marlo in that, yes, it looks real crazy. And look, Sonya, I'm not the biggest Nene fan, but baby, you on the wrong team. You playing for the wrong team, baby. All right. So I said that. Sonya said she didn't know what to say, and she wants, to, build a genuine relationship with Kenya, which that was her thing last. I want to build genuine relationships. Like, what the fuck ever. And Kenya needs to see how she moves, and pretty much says like, you need to earn my trust. And Sonya was thrown off like about it, like, oh my god, is that shade? And Kenya just looking at everybody like, is that really shade? Like what? And again, trust needs to be earned. Like, you haven't earned it. And again, if I'm sitting here giving you my time, where I can be devoting to other things, trying to help you doing press tours, and then you go on Watch What Happens Live and you shade me, baby. If you don't get this, yeah, you are not on the show. Stop it. Okay, I had to get myself. All right, what else? So then Sonya asked Candy, will there be any resolution between her and Marlo? Baby, this ain't your event. That should have been a question for Sheree to ask her. But again, we know what side you own. Marlo says she's good and just wanted a different response from Candy, a friend of hers from 10 plus years. Y'all ain't been friends for 10 plus years. And she can be around the girls and be respectful. And I feel like maybe somebody on production was trying to feed her like what to say. But again, we're at a place to where you really can't recoup from this. So Candy says that Marlo is not genuine and wouldn't like a murderer attached to her. Facts. Nobody would like that. Like, if you have your own business, you don't want that attached to you. And there's a way to get the question that you want asked, right? So Marlo says, oh, well, Drew brought up the shooting, not me. And then I was triggered. And this is, let me be clear, this was very, very intentional. Because what this was is, I don't want to talk about this, so I'm going to bring up Drew. So I can get Drew activated. So I don't have to sit here and acknowledge what I said and what I did. When I tell y'all I know these triggers and I know how people, I know this wholeheartedly. Trust me when I say I know. So Drew chimes in because again got activated, and now she's over talking Marlo. Candy starts, to kind of over talk a little bit, but stops. Marlo says the issue was Candy did not help her with the funeral arrangements. That wasn't her job. And a closed mouth don't get fed. And if y'all listened to me on the panel last week, I say this and I continue to say this, and this is something that I had to learn. You cannot expect you out of other people. The way you may show up for people, not everybody is the same, and you have to take them as such. But again, this is BS. We know it's BS, right? So, let me see. So Marlo leaves because of Kenya disrespecting her, calling her a bottom of the barrel, you know what. Let me see. And then she has her kitty. Kenya says she has her kitty cat. I'm sorry. Sold her kitty cat for a bag. That's her brand. Sheree goes to the Marlo, gets her to come back. Marlo says Candy has nothing to do with her nephew going to glory. But her family was upset, though we didn't hear that before. But okay, we're hearing it now. And because of the lack of support. And Sonya turns to Candy, because she's sitting right next to her, says, to clarify to Candy, Candy doesn't need, she's trying to clarify, like, in essence, like, this is what Marlo's saying. Are you not hearing what she's saying? Candy pretty much told her, I don't need you to be her lawyer. Paraphrasing, I don't need you to be her mouthpiece. I hear her talking. Shut it up. Let her say what she's going to say, because again, I'm one of those where if we talking or if we going at it, don't nobody else need to say nothing to me. Let that person talk. But if you chime in, that lets me know that you know that person don't have the words or the vocabulary to go with me. So you're trying to help them out. Sit on the sidelines. Shut up. And then Candy says, I'm sorry, she also says to her, fudge her talking to Marlo, and fudge them flowers. I feel she wanted to say fudge your family and your nephew, but that would have came off wrong because y'all know she got businesses and whatnot. Marlo calls Candy selfish and whatnot, spoiled and privileged. Selfish, man, okay, whatever you want to give that to her. Spoiled, how can she, like, in the terms of having parental people there to sew into her, yes, but outside of that, no. And privilege, Candy worth for what she had. But that's it. That's all I got. So that's all I got for y'all. Okay, make sure y'all join us again. I believe it's on Terrence's channel this week for the Whether You Like It or Not panel. And as long as nothing crazy in my life happens this weekend, y'all will have these reviews on time Monday. So with that being said, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. I love you all. Thank you all so much for watching and sticking with me. And I will see you all then. Peace out.